Hey there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tammy White from stampwithtami.com, and I have a surprise online class for you today. This was completely unscheduled, but I'm really excited about it because I had a lot of fun with this one. We're going to be making this absolutely adorable card, and it was made with the detailed, it's actually a dove. It was a detailed dove die that I was playing with. I made a class out of it. I'll actually show you that in a minute. And I was playing with the dove, and I'm like, oh, there's so many things you can do with this. Let's turn it into a turkey. So here we are. We're turning doves into turkeys today. Have you ever seen the turducken? It's like a turkey wrapped in a duck wrapped in inside of a chicken. Like it's a real thing, right? It's like three birds in one. So I'm calling this the turdovekin. The turdovekin card. So super, super cute. This is what we're going to be making today. I absolutely had so much fun with this, and it's a quick and easy one. It's a fun one for Thanksgiving, and it totally makes those detailed dove dies just, great for so many more. I think you can make a peacock out of this. I'm just thinking about all the possibilities with this die. So we'll get started. And just really quickly before we jump in, just wanted to let you know two things. One, today's the very last day to order my Detailed Dove kit, which is available on stampwithtami.com. I will have a resource page for this video coming. Sorry. I don't even have you on the right thing here. Sorry, I'm behind. I will have a resource page coming very shortly. I meant to put it up right before I went live, and when I'm not on a normal schedule, you know how that goes. Sometimes you're in a routine. Well, I'm out of it because this isn't my normal time, so I forgot to hit go on that. And the other thing is that there is a free PDF on Stamp, but will be as soon as this video is over. As soon as we finish taping, I promise I will get this up. I will post on my Facebook page that it's up, and on YouTube, just to let you know it's there. Free PDF with measurements for the card that we're creating today and all the supplies that I used on it. All right, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is start with some stamping. So I used the, this is the nested, label dies, which is a really fun die. These are great when you want to add a little bit of interest to your project and keep it really simple. They're layered, so you can layer them, and they make nice, sorry for the hair on there. You can just go onto it. The hair is not part of the project, sorry. Not included. They just make a nice, like something a little bit different than your rectangles and ovals, and they have a nice shape, and they've got a little bit of stitching on them. And I should note everything that I'm using today is available in my online store. Just go to stampwithtami.com, or if you're watching the replay, you can actually click on the resource page link in the video's description. Okay, so you know what? I bounced through that prize patrol. Did I show you the prize patrol yet? I did not. Prize Patrol today. I'm giving away 2 Touched My Heart stamp set. All you need to do is leave a comment. One will be drawn live right after this video, and one I will draw on October 16th, which gives you a couple of weeks. So if you're watching the replay, be sure to leave a comment if you're watching the replay and you share this live online class onto social media and type the word shared. I will enter you a second time. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled stamping. Just didn't want anyone to miss out on that, especially if you're new. And I always have a fun giveaway with every online class, and there's always something that even if you're not watching live, you can enter to win. So I wanted to make this a Thanksgiving, and we're turning our Christmas dove into a Thanksgiving turkey. And I wanted the words Thanksgiving, and I liked, this is the Banner Year stamp set. I liked the font, the Happy Thanksgiving font in that stamp set, but my turkey's going to take up a fair amount of this. It's the second largest detailed dove, the second largest nested die there, cut out of the vanilla. So what I did was, sometimes I'll actually cut a stamp in half, so I will cut the Happy and put it above the Thanksgiving. But instead of doing that this time, I'll show you a different way to do this. You could also do it with markers. I'm taking a Post-it note, and I'm first eliminating the Thanksgiving, and I'm just going to stamp the Happy into, this is Early Espresso ink. Now when I take that off, there's no ink on the Thanksgiving, so this is just a fun little tip for you if you want to change the order of your words. Now, I would recommend cleaning this off in between, but I also found, and maybe it's just because I'm messy and because probably need to rinse this puppy out a little bit. But once I do that, I find that sometimes you still get a little bit, actually that's pretty good. That is pretty clean there. Sometimes you get a little bit of residual right away. So when we go to do the Thanksgiving, I'm going to do exactly the opposite. I'm going to cover up the happy. So we're only going to ink up the Thanksgiving. Okay, now that's got ink on it, so I'm going to remove it. But if you don't want any, I'm going to make absolutely sure that you don't have any like shadow or halo or anything from that happy. Take a clean piece of that Post-it note and stick it over the happy while you're stamping the Thanksgiving. There we go. Ta-da! Happy Thanksgiving. All right, so there's just a quick tip there on how to stack your words even when they're in a straight line. And we will put that aside because now we're going to build a turkey. You know what? Before I start building the turkey, let me show you so the Dove of Hope. This is the stamp set, and it goes with the detailed Dove dies that we're using today. And these actually are both included in the the Dove of Hope card kit. It's a Christmas card kit that I've created. These are the cards. This one's my favorite. This reminds me of It's a Wonderful Life. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So these are just cards that you will get all the supplies to make these cards, including this bundle in this kit. Today's the last day to order it. Sorry, I put a little bit of, when I was photographing, I put mini glue dots in there to keep these shut. But these are, oh, darn it. Get that out of there. These are Z-folds. I got a couple of Z-folds in there too. Well, that's all right. Just ignore the glue dot on there. That was for my photographing purposes. It also comes with all the cardstock in here too. Really pretty. Very pretty. Just, I love, love, love this. The die set, the stamp set, all of it together is really pretty. So stampwithtami.com. Today's the last day to order this, to order the kit. I mean, you'll be able to order the bundle, the stamp set separately, but the kit, if you want to order the kit. My special kit that I made, that one, today's the deadline for that. Okay, so I took some pieces from this die set, and I know that the die set's kind of hard to see here, so I'm just going to pop this up there really quickly so you can see. Oops, sorry. I guess I didn't have everything. Let's see if that works. No, whatever. You guys can see it. You don't need me there, right? I'll just pretend I'm there. Anyways, you can see here, this is what the die set looks like. This is what it cuts out. And you can see the cutouts on the cards that I just shared too, to give you a little bit of an idea there. All right, back down to the table. Now, first thing I'm going to do is show you a tip. If you have a detailed die like this wing that we're going to cut first, how to go about cutting it and not getting adhesive all over the place. And that is using adhesive sheets. And I happen to have an old one that we used to carry. We have new ones now that have a different packaging but work exactly the same. So I'm taking some soft suede cardstock. I just cut some scrap here, and I just cut a piece of similarly sized adhesive sheet. And we're just going to peel off. Now the adhesive sheet is double-sided sticky. So you're going to peel off the backing of that and just, all right, and then we're going to go ahead and stick. So it's sticky, it's sticky. I'm going to stick everything that comes near it to it. Okay, so now I've got this on there, and pretty much anything I cut out of this soft suede, and I'm just going to cut off some. I have a little overhang. I'm going to cut that big chunk off so it doesn't stick to everything. But whatever I cut out of there now becomes like a sticker because it's got adhesive backing on it. So I'm going to take our cut and emboss machine, and we'll start doing our die cut pieces for our turkey, our turdovekin. So this is brand new. This machine came out. It's actually October. Can you believe it's October? This came out in September. I wanted to say this month, but it's not September anymore, is it? Okay, so just it does actually tell you what to use here. It's got everything numbered, and there's numbers on here. We've got the platform here, and then the thin die adapter is number 2. I'm using the magnetic platform, and that is number 5. And then I'm going to put down cardstock, and we're going to take our wing, and we're going to go ahead and put that on there, put one number, the cutting pad on top, and then crank that through. And when that comes off, we're going to want to take a dye brush and just kind of brush out all the little pieces of this, because it's got little detailed pieces in the wings, and this just makes it easy to get them all out in one. It used to be, remember when we used to have, before all these fancy tools, before we got all these tools, we had those detailed dies, and oh my gosh, you would be taking a paper piercer and poking each one out individually. Yeah, it's not like that anymore. Okay, so we have one wing here. We do have a couple pieces that need to go out on their own. And so we want the second wing to be the opposite direction. Okay, so the wing cuts this way, but I actually want the second one to be backwards. So to do that, same sandwich here. This is a magic trick that you're just going to go, oh my God, I can't believe it. Boom, there we go. We're going to cut it upside down. So I just flipped our soft suede upside down, and boom, we're good to go for cutting a backwards piece. Some of you are like, I knew that already. And some of you are like, oh my God, I never thought to do that. So it's always fun when you get these, you know, the easy tricks. Okay, so we'll pop that out. Oh, it came out without its dye, which is totally fine. We'll move this out of the way, and we will. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the dye right back over that, because I just sometimes think it's easier to do that way. This white on the back of this cardstock is the adhesive sheet. So just take that little dye brush, pop out those little pieces, and boom. So now we have two wings, and they are facing opposite directions. And they're both sticky on the back. Okay, so for our next magic trick, because this whole show is about magic, right? We're turning a dove into a turkey. I went ahead through the magic of live. We're on live on YouTube and on Facebook. So through the magic of live video, I went ahead and cut these pieces out of the Detailed Dove die set. Now this same thing, this one I actually cut out the regular way because it's the same on both sides, and then you can just flip it upside down. And then this is an ornament that the dove carries. We're going to use that for his little, what's his little gobble called? His little goblet called? We're going to use it for that. And then I've got a couple of scraps. These are just hand cut little scraps here that we're going to use. Then one more thing that, again, just pretend I'm here. You don't need to see me. What's more important is the dies. So I took, this is the Birds and More dies, and I took the feet from the birds to make the turkey legs. I know, just saying that makes you a little bit hungry, doesn't it? All right, so this is that die right here. This is the bird from the Birds and More dies. Okay, so these are all the pieces that we have in our little tag there. And now we're going to do a little bit of, it's going to be a little bit of assembly, but first I wanted to, I found that like the dove had like a different neck than the turkey does. And so I took just some paper snips and just kind of made a little bit more of a neck there so that he looked a little bit more like a turkey. Because the turkey had a little bit of a longer neck than the dove does. And the turkey could keep that bottom tail feather if he wanted to, but I'm not. I'm cutting that off. Okay, so that is just a, well, maybe I'll cut even a little bit more into his neck right there. Just a little, and just a, there we go. So there, now he looks like a turkey, right? Now the only thing I'm missing here, and I apologize for that, is on my original, I sponged around the turkey. I sponged around the pieces before I attached them together, and I forgot my sponge. So we're just going to keep on rolling and pretend that was here. And now it is time for some assembly. We're going to put our turkey together. So the first thing I did is put his wings together to make a tail. I'm actually taking these two wings and putting it for a tail. Rita says, what can I use for the feet if I don't have that die? You could probably kind of improvise with something like this, you know, just make little legs and maybe cut off the ornament on the bottom or something. And get creative with it. Absolutely. Okay, so now remember, these are sticky, right? So they have adhesive sheet on the back of them. So I'm going to go ahead and take off Okay, and we're going to line up. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, on this one, I'm cutting this. So there's two pieces of the wing there. These two, I cut them right off, so it looks like this. And I'll just flip that over so you can see that's the piece that I cut off, because I wanted this to line up. And I'm going to cut it off of this one too, because that little finger, I wanted the tail to kind of go together. And so when I did that, and here, I'll do it over the white so you can see. When I do that, just took this, the very tip of the wing off of both of these. When I do that, they fit together in the middle, just like so. And they make almost like a turkey tail, right? Boom! There it is. From dove to turkey, just like that. All right, so again, this is sticky on the back. Now I'm going to remove the bottom sticky piece here. And we're going to go ahead and if you wanted to layer different colors on the bottom here for a different color tail, if you were making, you could make this into, make it into a peacock. You could do all kinds of things with that. Then you could just like do stripes in here or something. I'm just going to do a solid. And then I'm just going to trim off that little bit of extra that we don't need. And the same now on this side here, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here because there's only adhesive on this brown part. So I am going to take some seal and put it on the back of this pumpkin pie piece. And then we're going to just kind of line that up underneath. And just cut off that extra finger that we don't need. Ta-da! Turkey tail! Oh, I was having too much fun with this die, really. It's so cute. It really is. The doves themselves are adorable, but I was just, as soon as, I started playing and I was like, I'm making a turkey out of this. I was like, oh, I just had a little bit too much fun. All right, so let's go ahead and finish making our turkey. I am going to give him legs. Now he's facing in this direction. He's got a little bit of embossing. The dove has a little, or the turkey, I guess he's a turkey now, so we can't call him a dove anymore. He'll get an identity crisis. See how he's got a little bit of embossing on him right there? So that's the side that I use. But you know what? You could flip it over if you wanted to use the opposite side. You could totally flip it over. That's totally up to you how you want to do that. But I did, and oh my gosh, I feel so bad for this birdie when I do this. But I obviously don't want the bird to show underneath, so I kind of cut his head off. Sorry, birdie. On another card, you will be absolutely beautiful. But on this one, we're just going to kind of push you to the side. All right, so we just have some feet here. And we want the feet to go in the right direction. So you can either a little bit of seal in the back there or a little bit of dimensionals. And there we go. Make sure our turkey's kind of standing up a little bit. And then we'll take some Stampin' Dimensionals and attach them to his tail. How long did it come up with for you to come up with these ideas? I'll tell you what, once I started playing with this, because I was making the kit is what started it. And I started just, once you start having fun with something and you just start going crazy with it, after I finished designing the kit, I was like, oh, I bet I could do more. I bet I could make this dove into a turkey. And then, then it became a challenge. And oh my God, it's the cutest little turkey, right? How adorable is this? So we're going to stick his little body. Stick his little body on there, so he's got his little thing. Now, I wanted to cover up the kind of where that overlap was, so that's where the wing comes in handy. And I'll use just a glue dot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a glue dot. Maybe not. Didn't want to stick. Turn that again. I'm going to put a glue dot where it attaches to the body, but on the fingertips here of his wing, I'm going to put a dimensional. And the reason for that is the bird is already on a dimensional, so he's already popped up a little bit. When I attach the wing to the bird, I want it to be the same, flush with the bird. But when I attach the wing to the tail, I want it to be the same height. So it needed a dimensional to lift it up to the same height. Okay, so here we are so far. I'll put him over here so you can see him. And that's where I had a little bit of the basic black, just a tiny little bit here. I'm just going to cut off even more, maybe here. And just a little bit of adhesive on the back of his eyeball. Sorry if I was off screen there. Just a touch of adhesive. I'm on the back of him right now to stick that there so that his eye, see his eye now. And then I literally, there's two things you can do for his, what do they call it? A beak? Is it a bill or a beak? What do turkeys have? I'm not even sure. I'm just going to say beak. So you can cut a little triangle. And this is crushed curry that I'm cutting out of. So you can do that and stick that. Actually, that it might even be a little big. We might need it to be a tiny bit smaller than that. So you can do that, or you could cut the little beak off of the bird. We just cut his head off. You can cut that off, and that kind of fits nicely on there too. So you can go either way with that. I am going to go ahead and take this little piece that we cut. We're going to have a mini glue dot, and we're going to have to actually tuck it under because the glue dot's going to be bigger than our beak. Oh, thanks, Rose. She loves it. Thank you. Okay. Well, this Detailed Dove dies, they're just like all holidays, right? I bet you could do something Halloween with him too. You could turn him into a Halloween something. Now for his, is it a gibble, goblet? I forget what you call his little thingy there that goes underneath his neck. I just took the this is an ornament, actually, an ornament die. And I just cut the actual stem off of that. We'll stick it to a glue dot. And then stick that right underneath, so it kind of hangs down like a little turkey gullet. Is it a gullet? It's a gullet, maybe. Okay. Waddle. A waddle. Thank you. There you go. Betty just says waddle. Thank you. All right, so our turkey is built. Again, I would have sponged it. I'm sorry, I forgot my sponge down here, but you get the idea. You know, just flick that in some of the espresso ink and sponge around him, and then you got a little bit of dimension to it, like you can see on my original here. Just a little bit of sponging makes it pop, but he's still really cute without it. Now, for the tag that I put on the card, I went a little bit, I have these are in the Stampin' Up holiday catalog. They're okay, gold hoop embellishments is what they're called, but they're gold hoops. They're fun little embellishments, and I was really having some fun. I'm like, I really want to do something cool with these, and there was just something about him that just inside that little metal that I just really loved. So I took a couple of those mini glue dots to attach that to our tag. And then, again, just like his little waddle there, they are a little bit wider than the hoop. So what I did was I put them on sections of the hoop that the turkey might cover, so you really didn't see them at all. I'm going to stick that down right here. And then we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll place those on the back of our bird. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad you like him. It's not too soon to be thinking about turkeys. I know my turkeys around here are nervous. We have a lot of turkeys around here. Okay. So then he just goes right in here. There's a little bit of dimensional peeking through underneath his wing. I'm just going to try to tuck that in so it doesn't show. There we go. All right, so our turkey is all set. We got that cute little gold hoop. And now we're just going to attach him to the card. So I've got a crumb cake card base here. And for the background, this wood background, love this. This is, it's like a textile designer paper. It almost looks like it's got texture. So it's called In Good Taste. And this is actually the same designer paper I just recently used on the paper pumpkin kit when I made the cat on a fence card. I made the fence out of the wood here. So you can see there's a lot of different textures in this designer series paper. It's a big pack too. So you've got, you know, this like some, I don't know which, spackle and some pressed tin, lots of different wood grains on here. You've got some burlap, some brick. So there's all kinds of fun textures here that make excellent backgrounds. Excellent, excellent backgrounds. So that's a really great designer series paper to have because it kind of goes with everything. So we're just going to take some seal adhesive and attach that piece to a frame. Again, measurements will be up on my blog, I promise, right after I'm done here. I will get those up there. And since I'm at the end of my dimensional pack here, I'm going to use the edges because why not? You should always use your edging. No waste. You know what I'm saying? No waste. You know what? I'm just going to stick that whole strip right there in the middle. Ta-da! Sarah says that's her favorite DSP. And you know what, Sarah? Thanks for bringing that up. I probably should have put that. I forgot to put that in the, on the video this afternoon. That this is one of the DSPs that's on sale this month. The 15% off. So you can this is a great time to get it. So that is there's a bunch of them on sale. You can go to my blog, stampwithtami.com, for the details. The deets on everything that's on sale right now, but there is, it's a great time to be stocking up on designer paper. All right, so a couple dimensionals. We'll stick that to our background. And ta-da! There he is, our little turkey dove. He's I absolutely love it, right? So like if you tuned in late, I created the turkey from, and I'll show you, this is my class. So today's the last day to order this kit. But I created that turkey from this dove. And these cards are the cards that the kit makes. And you can actually get the full bundle in the kit. So these are Z folds. There's a couple of fun, really cool. This is my that one I call my It's a Wonderful Life card. So it can do a lot more than doves. I still think peacock. I'm thinking even there could be a little Halloween in that dove. I think there's a lot of things that you can do with that. All right, so this was our project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of fun. And I promise right now I am going up. I will make sure that I get that resource page on my blog, stampwithtami.com, live, so that you can download the PDF, and I'll post on Facebook and YouTube just to let you know it's there, and you can download the measurements and all of the supplies for this. Don't forget, 15% off sale, and that today's the last day to order that dove kit, the detailed dove kit. So if you're interested in that and love that dove die, it's a great deal. It's a great deal, and you get the whole class. So I have an exclusive video, and you get all the pieces to make it too. All right, well, thank you for joining, and I will see you back here. I might be on tomorrow if my pre-order comes in, but if it doesn't, I'll be back as soon as it does, so Monday or Tuesday. So within the next few days. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining me.